Good morning, Tom. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Well, first of all, congratulations on everything because, oh my goodness, you are a busy man these days. When are you getting time to sleep?
um, well, truth be told, I've had 2 hours sleep last night, so not very much or very regularly.
Well, after this satellite tour today, I hope you're going to get a little nap in, okay? Come on.
Yeah, fingers. I've got a 6 hour flight, so I'm gonna do like ugly sleep. You know the ugly sleep on planes when you dribble. That's what I'm gonna go
Got
with.
it.
Yeah,
Yes. Been there, done that, my
yeah.
friend, for
Oh, me
sure.
too.
Okay, so let's get started. First of all, we got so much to talk about today. Let's get started on Nightfall.
Yeah.
Now, for fans or for people who are just forgetting kind of what happened in season one, bring us up to speed as to where we left off and then where we're going to pick up for season two.
So we finished season one with the Templars, who the kind of the main focal point of the show, who are a very clandestine warrior monk sect from the 13th century, and they're at loggerheads with the King of France. And there's the final episode, the finale episode. There's a huge battle, and my character Landry, who was the leader of the Templars, he actually had a child with the Queen of France, and Philip, the King of France, kills her, but the baby survives. And so season two is very much about the fallout at the end of season one, and it's about a redemption story for Landry, him trying to kind of realign himself with his faith and with his brothers, and try and learn to be a father, and also
Okay,
trying to
so
get revenge. He really wants revenge.
he's got a lot on his hands.
He's got a lot. He's a very busy man. He's really juggling, you know.
He is. And, this year it's exciting because there's a lot of new stuff going on. There's a new showrunner, but also there's a new character
Yes.
played by Mark Hamill. Now, very exciting because obviously, I'm sure you've heard this all day, but, he's given up the lightsaber for the sword. How cool is it to work with Mark Hamill?
Maybe the coolest thing. I mean, it's pretty damn cool. My brother is also on this season of Knightfall. He plays a young trainee Templar, so that was really cool. But when we were kids, we were obsessed with Star Wars, like I think most people were, you know. And so when we found out that Mark was on the show, we just completely freaked out. And then when we first met him, we were trying to be super cool, you know. It's like, oh, hi, Mark. Yeah, lovely to meet you. What have you been in? You know, but the thing about Mark, he is the most humble, disarming guy, and very quickly became really good friends. And he's a really committed actor, and I'm really excited to see what he does in the show. It was fun to watch him on set.
Yeah, us as fans, we're excited to see it all happen too. And I got to ask you, Tom, I mean, this is a pretty intense show.
Hmm.
There's a lot of training that has to go into it, the fighting, the action. How do you, keep that up, especially after what, season one, you finished shooting, then you got a break, you went and did you've done a movie, the whole other thing. Then how do you get back into that shape to do it again?
It was really hard. It like the first time you do it, it's hard, but you're like, this is kind of fun. And then the second time you have to do it, it it's it's so much more difficult because you're like, oh man, I really shouldn't have let this go, because it feels like you're kind of like, climbing Everest again that's what it feels like. Was difficult, but you need to be super fit and super strong to be on this show. I put on a lot of muscle, and because our costume weighs around 50 pounds, it's really, really heavy, and I broke my two big toes on the second day of filming. It's a really brutal show that I know I've broken a few little bits, and you have a lot of bruises, and you have to be kind of physically durable enough to do the 6 months shoot. It's tough, yeah, but listen, I'm not complaining. There are people who have way harder jobs. You know, it's
No, but
it's
I'm
a
glad
pleasure.
you're honest about it, because some people would just say, "Hey, yeah, no sweat." So listen, you are a human being, and we love that. So listen, I have to tell you, I'm coming at you from Toronto, Canada, where of course our beloved Tatiana Maslany is
The
from,
Queen of Canada.
and we all love her. We just love her here. And I know that you just debuted your new movie, Pink Wall, which we can't wait to see here in Canada. But give us a little bit of a synopsis. That you wrote it, you directed. This is your directorial debut. You had our wonderful. She's so amazing. This people don't realize what a phenomenal actress Tatiana is. Honestly, come on. Just talk about her.
I genuinely, and she hates it when I say this, but I genuinely think that she is one of the greatest actors, if not the greatest actor of her generation. She is completely extraordinary, and it was amazing to get to direct her and work with her, because I've worked with her as an actor a few times, but to get to really work with her and I edit her performance. I mean, every single moment she is just like brilliant in. You know, she's so good. And
tell us a little bit about Pink Wall, because it's a different type of film with her and Jay. Tell us a little bit about it.
So it is a different film. It's a relationship drama, which of course is actually quite a well-trodden path, and I wanted to kind of approach it in a fresh way. So it's essentially 6 scenes, and each scene is from a year of this couple's relationship, but I've told it in a non-linear structure. So you jump around the years, and the idea is the film is kind of designed like memory. So I wanted the audience to leave the cinema feeling like they'd really felt this relationship, not necessarily being told what this relationship is. And you know, it's experimental, but we just premiered at South by Southwest, and touch wood, we've had really great reviews, and people seem to be really connecting with it. And a lot of that is due to the amazing performances of Jay and Tatiana, who are just brilliant. And it's a very raw and I hope very real portrayal of the trials and tribulations of what it's like to be in love.
Yeah. So a little bit of yourself in there, or did you leave that alone?
It is completely all me. I really wanted to I was interested in kind of looking at my successes and failures in a relationship and as a partner, and really wanted to kind of make as honest a portrayal as I possibly could, because to me, you know, there's nothing boring about love and about relationships, because I think it's one of the things that we will all experience in our lives. And I really wanted to kind of figure out what I did wrong and what I did right, in the hope that maybe someone else will feel the same way and it'll spark discussion. There's no answers in my film. It's much more about asking questions, and hopefully people will leave kind of in the same way that I was when I was making it, kind of self-reflect, I guess.
Well, we can't wait to see it. Please bring it to Toronto as soon as you can, to Canada. And
We will.
Best of luck with season 2 of Knightfall. We get it here in Canada. It's starting up this weekend. And honestly, always just a pleasure to talk to you, Tom. You know, please come visit us here in Toronto. We miss you. Come back and visit us.
I would love to. Yeah, I will definitely come.